Drinking my coffee. Good morning. Hello. Well, good morning, LA time. How are we? Who's out there? Let me know in the chat if you're out here. Welcome. Thank you. And we got a lot to talk about today, man, and I want to hear from you guys. This is why I go live. I go live because I want to hear from you guys. I usually do pre-recorded videos. I edit, and then I post online for you guys to watch. But sometimes, and I'm new to the live thing, we go live so that I can hear back from you guys and that you guys can get involved. But thank you very much if you are here. And the first thing we want to talk about is basically all the news going on in the transfer market. Just like the thumbnail says, are we on our way to rebuilding to our glory days, or are we on our way to causing a bigger mess that we're going to have to clean up again in about a season or two? That's really the conversation for today. What's up, guys? What's up, Karinchi? How are you, man? Thanks for coming. Okay, so what's been going on in the news, man? I'm trying something new out here, so let's see if it works. Let me know if there's any issues. That is not what I want to talk about first, but I do want to talk about some outgoings first, guys. So the first thing in the news that we notice is that Sancho rumors are starting to heat up. That Sancho is probably on his way out, thankfully, and maybe going to Juventus. Maybe we'll be making some good money from him. By the way, good money for him is like 15, 16 million. I don't even care. Like, literally, good money for him is any money for him, where we don't have to pay out his wages. And you also got those rumors from Turkey coming out that he may be going to join Jose Mourinho out there. This is fantastic news, guys. This is like amazing news. I did not think this would happen, to be honest with you. And I am super happy that Jadon Sancho might be one of our first outgoings. I thought he'd be hanging on for a while. Sorry if you see me smiling. I'm reading some of your comments, and it catches me off guard. Again, I'm not used to being live, so I will be reading comments while I'm talking, and then sometimes something's going to make me laugh or smile. But anyways, first thing first, let's talk about Jadon Sancho. How do we feel, man? Like, this is a good thing. Do we think this is real? That's number one, like, because I can't believe it. And I know that it probably is real. I'm not saying I can't believe it because I don't think it's real. I just can't believe it's actually happening. Whoa, no glasses. Yeah, Ben. Man, it's too early in the morning to put on the glasses. They're right here. And once things start looking blurry, like if I can't read your comments, I will be throwing them on. But I did make the font like super big, so I don't have to put them on. Actually, it does look better when I put them on. Damn it. All right. I was trying to drink my coffee without glasses first. But guys, Pearl, hey, welcome to the show. Cheeky Mayo, Anurag, Karinchi, I already said hi to you. Ben, what's up, man? Anurag again. Thanks, man. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Thanks for being here. Guys, let me know. Let me know, Sancho. Are we thinking this is real? Do we really think? Look, the one thing I don't want is I don't want Sancho to end up at Juventus because they're going to give us like Vlahovic or somebody else we don't want. This is something we are going to talk about today, like the Garnacho rumors to Chelsea for what's his name, the other guy we don't want, Nkunku. And the problem is that, like, this time around, I want to build the team exactly like the manager wants. Does not mean I want every player the manager wants, just like we did with Erik ten Hag. That's not what I mean. By the way, even Erik ten Hag didn't get every player he wanted. I mean, his number one choice was Frankie de Jong. He didn't get that. But it's not his fault. Frankie de Jong kind of played us a little bit, him and his manager. But my point is this. Nkunku doesn't really fit what we're trying to do. Vlahovic doesn't really fit what we're trying to do. So if we end up settling for these kind of players that we were never in for in the first place, but as an opportunity that arises because we need to get another player out, that's not the right way to build to get back to the glory days. That's not what if that happens, I'm going to be very disappointed with Jason Wilcox and everybody else who's in charge. Now, when it comes to Sancho, the only thing I've read, and if you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is that Juventus is interested, but they would probably have to work out some sort of trade agreement where we get the Vlahovic in, whereas the Turkish club, I forgot which one it is, Fenerbahce, I believe, and Jose Mourinho are interested, and they would actually pay for him. So that's what I'm hoping happens. I don't care where he goes, as long as we get cash money for him, just like Garnacho. I don't really care where he goes, as long as we get cash money for him. Semeex looking like some actor. I'm forgetting the name. I think the one I get all the time is if you guys seen the movie Blow. I don't know why I get that guy, but if you guys seen the movie Blow, the bad guy, the Diego, I think his name is in that name. I get that all the time, man. Because I live in LA too, so when I was younger, I used to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's see. Take off the glasses. Boo. What? Is it morning there? Yes, it's 9:30 in the morning, man. We have to get money for Sancho and Garnacho. Exactly, dude. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We need to get money for the players that we're trying to get rid of. The only player that I'm okay with not getting any money for, really, is maybe Marcus Rashford. Because honestly, we just need his wages off our back, if you will. That's way too much money we pay that guy. But even Marcus Rashford, we should be able to get something for. But the problem is, whatever we get for him, we're going to have to give him half of that to cover most of his wages because no team's going to pay him what we pay him. Marcus, what's up, man? Good morning. So we'll get on to Marcus Rashford, too, here. There's a lot of things that actually disappoint me with the Marcus Rashford news, and that is that the guy's just being a little bit too close-minded with the whole I want to go to Barcelona and only Barcelona. To the point where now he's saying things in interviews like, I don't mind playing central. Oh, I'm looking forward to being like Henry, where he went from the left wing to more central role, which really kind of got on my nerves, to be honest with you guys, because he didn't want to play central when he was playing for us. I just need him gone, to be honest with you. Like, I just need him gone. But the problem is, like I said, he won't go anywhere but Barcelona. Barcelona's going to wait for very, very late in the window and then offer us the worst loan deal ever. And we're going to have to say yes because Marcus would rather just stay at Manchester United unless he's going to Barcelona. That's the feeling I get. I hope I'm wrong. I hope something good happens for us in this deal, but I just don't see it happening. I think that it's going to be a bad deal for us, to be honest with you. So I'm not looking forward to hearing anything about the Marcus Rashford deal other than it's done. He's gone, at least for the season, and that's all I think we're going to get out of it is a loan. Sancho, though, hopefully will be sold, and then the other person I can't wait to hear good news about is Antony, and we just got word that Cardoso, I believe, is a here we go. Guys, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, because I just saw that like not too long before I got ready to go live, and I was making my coffee, and I think I saw a here we go. Atletico Madrid and Real Betis have made a deal for Cardoso to move from Betis to Atletico Madrid, which would give Betis the money, hopefully, that they need to buy this man and get him out of... Am I pointing in the right... Oh, the other way. To buy this man and get him out of our club, hopefully for 25 or 30 million euros, and it's a complete deal. Like, we don't want this, you own half, we own half, and they're only going to pay 12 million or whatever. So, correct me if I'm wrong. The Cardoso deal is a here we go. That's what I'm going to say. What's up, Mr. Miracle, man? Welcome, dude. Please, if I say something that you disagree with, or if there's something you want to throw in, leave it in the chat, guys. This show, I don't have a lot prepared. I just have all the news and stuff like that prepared for me to throw up, like these Antony photos, the Sancho photos, and whatever, so that we could talk about it a little bit. But really, this show is going to be on you guys. This is why I'm live. I'm not live because I have... prepared all these statistics and the stats and video clips and stuff like that I do in my normal videos, which, by the way, if you're new to the channel, if you haven't seen my videos, go back and check out my normal videos where I talk about things and back it up with facts. At least I try. At least I try to do that. But this is a live, and in a live, it's really about the viewers, and the viewers need to help me create this show. You guys need to tell me things in the chat. Tell me what you want to talk about. Express yourselves and let me know what's going on. That's why we do this. And I'm going to try to do this once every 2 weeks on a Wednesday morning, just like this. Big up to Antony for being a professional is completely right. Marcus has a great point there. Actually, out of all of our outs, he's... Am I pointing? I keep pointing in the wrong way. Is he that way or that way? He's the one that's being the most professional, and he's the one that I wish the best for moving forward. Once he leaves our club, I'm going to actually be watching Antony from time to time and really rooting for him, because I feel like he did have a hard time. He did come in and he was in over his head. Let's be real. The Premier League's a little bit too hard for him. He was in over his head, and I think he dealt with it really bad emotionally, and so many people made fun of him because of his facial expressions, which are funny. He does have funny facial expressions, and it was hard for him, man. So I am hoping nothing but the best for him, because he seems to be like an okay guy, a stand-up guy who's willing to take a pay cut. He's willing to do whatever he has to do to go play somewhere, which is more than I can say for our English players who we want out. Let's be real. Our English players, Sancho, Marcus Rashford, it feels more like they're not in love with football. Do you understand? Try to understand what I'm saying here. They feel like they're not in love with football to me. They feel like they're more in love with themselves than football. Make sense? They want to get paid. They want to wear 10 chains. They want to drive nice fancy cars more than they love football. That's my opinion. I might be wrong, but that's the public energy that they're putting out there, guys. That's the energy, that's the aura that they're putting out there. Whereas you have someone like Antony who's willing to go to a smaller club, take a pay cut to play football and be happy playing football and doing what he's always dreamed of. It feels to me like he's somebody who always dreamed of being a footballer first and getting out of the bad neighborhood and making money second. Footballer first and getting paid second. Whereas the other guys, man, I don't know, man. To me, it feels like they were more interested in getting out of their bad situations and making money as a priority, and then football was just an avenue to do it. Does that make sense? Like, it's hard to say. It's heartbreaking to me as someone who's involved in sports, as someone who grew up playing a bunch of sports and just always dreamed of being a professional athlete, and I never made it as an athlete. And I'm not even close, by the way. I never even got close. I don't know how you would consider getting close. I played for a very long time, but I never got close to actually, earning a good living playing a sport. And as someone who comes from that kind of background, it's heartbreaking for me to see that when players who are ultra talented, and you can tell they're just not in love with the game. They're more in love with themselves and the lifestyle than they are the game. Let's read some comments. Don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you, Marcus. Please smash the like button, man. Let's get some likes. Let's get some people in here, and get that number going up. Thank you. On your left, on my left. Where's my that way? So if I point that way, then I'm pointing. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Good job, man. Point to my left. Got it, bro. Because we have to change our reputation for overpaying. That means negotiating. Who are we talking to? Are we talking about how long it took to do the Mbomo deal? That's a good conversation. Let's have that conversation. Let's go Mbumo. So Mbumo looks like he's getting wrapped up. Mbumo looks like he's probably going to, I predict that Mbumo will be taking a medical by Monday or Tuesday. It might happen tomorrow, okay? But I'm just saying by Monday or Tuesday of next week, I predict that Mbumo will be doing his medical. He'll be signing the paperwork, and then by next Wednesday or Thursday or Friday of next week, we'll get actual official photos with him at Manchester United. That's my prediction. I don't know anything. It's just the way things seem to be looking like they're moving to. It's probably going to take 1 or 2 more days to finalize the finer details of how the money is going to go from Manchester to Brentford and what are the add-ons going to be. I believe that'll be done by tonight, maybe tomorrow. And then if he's already got plans over the weekend, then he's not going to do his medical until Monday or Tuesday because he might already be on vacation doing whatever he's doing over the weekend. Or they might fly him down and he does it on Friday. But either way, I predict it will be done. I predict he will be signed by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week for sure. And I'm happy it happened. Now, what I'm seeing online, and I'm seeing, I want to say famous YouTubers, let's say, you guys know who I'm talking about, saying things like, this is what Brentford wanted all the time. We should have just paid them what they wanted in the first place and not wasted all this time. I think that's what Ben is referring to when he's talking to Bra, when he said that, we have to change our reputation or whatever. I don't know if that's exactly what Bra and Ben are talking about, but I want to say that we act like we know what happened in these negotiations, but the truth is none of us know. I'll just say it. Not Mark Goldbridge. He doesn't know what happened. And I like Mark, by the way. I watch United stand every day. So don't take what I'm saying as me talking trash about Mark Goldbridge. But I will say that sometimes he comes out and says things on Twitter or his shows where I'm like, bro, you can't possibly know that. You can't possibly know that that's how it played out. And you can't tell me, yes, I do, because the report said this and this. Reports are wrong all the time. Unless you hear it from a David Ornstein, reports are wrong all the time. Unless David Ornstein himself said that the deal we're making now is exactly the same deal that Brentford wanted in the first place, then you can't say that. You can't come out and say, this is exactly what Brentford wanted. We should have just made the deal. But this is how, I don't know, these guys fuel fire. It's all about, fueling emotions to get clicks. I believe, like, in the end, these guys are professional at what they do. They're pros at getting clicks. And I'm not just talking about Mark, guys. So this isn't me picking on Mark. Mark he's really good at what he does. He's really good at what he does. I watch his show, guys. So, like, I watch it every morning. Literally, I wake up, I make my coffee, I listen to it. I might not watch it. I might just listen to it in my ear like a podcast while on my commute to work. But some of the things you guys got to watch out for. Some of it is, and he might actually believe this stuff, which is fine. And I actually don't put it past him that he actually believes what he's saying. I'm not saying he's making it up for clicks. He might be believing what he's saying. I just don't think he has enough evidence to stake that claim. Whenever I make bold remarks, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't compare myself to others. But I try to at least show the facts. Do you get what I'm saying? But I guess it's hard when you're doing a live video, so I understand. Like, I'm doing a live video right now, and if I happen to say something that most of you guys don't agree with, I can't just stop the show, go and find the proof, and then post it on here. So I totally understand. If he's doing live videos all the time, he probably can't. I'm just saying I don't agree. We don't know how that negotiation started and how it got to where it got to and how we did this. So let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say that, hey, Wilcox, Barada, and whoever else is involved got the man that we wanted. We wanted Mbeumo. We got Mbeumo. That's it. That's all that needs to be said. And it's early. It's still early. It's not even July yet. We're going to get Mbeumo by the first week of July. We're good. Now we got to move on to a striker like right away. Let's read some comments and then we'll get back to that point. Need a Javi Martinez regen. We are talking about that, Semeex. You are correct. Okay. Thanks, Ben. If people think the transfer window is slow, we are ahead of last year. People should trust what's happening. Correct, Marcus. Agreed, but believe it or not, we are actually moving at a good pace. We are. We really are. I didn't think we would get 2 signings done in June. I did not think we would get 2 signings done in June. I thought it was going to be all about waiting for the new financial year, which is July 1st. Now, listen, that doesn't mean Mbeumo might not sign until July 1st or 2nd, but the point is that those 2 signings are lined up. It looks like Cunha's done, and Mbeumo looks like he's about to happen. And then the other thing that's way more important, believe it or not, than those 2 things, or just as important, let's say just as important, is that it looks like we have a buyer for Antony, and it looks like we have a buyer for Sancho. Guys, that is not what I expected this early. I really did. Antony maybe, yes. Sancho, no. If the next thing we hear is that Garnacho's almost sold or Rasmus is on his way out, like in the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna stand up and applaud, and I'm not gonna do it, but I was gonna say, and I'm gonna put a picture of Jason Wilcox behind me, but I'm not. I'm not doing that. Let's read some more comments. If we assume Mbeumo is all done by early next week, do you think we'll have the striker in by the start of preseason? Yes. I think that by the time we board the plane to the U.S., we will have a striker on that plane. That doesn't mean by the start of... So maybe I don't mean by the start of preseason, but I do mean when we get on the plane to the U.S. So somewhere within the start of the preseason. I think I already know who the striker is going to be. If you want to go down that rabbit hole or that route, I really think we're going to end up seeing that at Old Trafford next season. I think we will be seeing that at Old Trafford next season. I think that I read something or saw something today from Fabrizio Romano on his Twitter, if you guys haven't seen it, that Benjamin Sesko is now following Arsenal on Instagram. I know that's not a big deal and things like that happen all the time, but given the circumstances, that's kind of a big deal. Like, why wasn't he following them last week or 2 weeks ago? I think that the July 1st coming up next week is a big deal, even for Arsenal, and they're going to decide what striker they're going to go with, and I think they've let his camp know that they're going to push for him, and that leaves Gyökeres open for us. I believe. We'll see, but that's what I believe we're going to see at Old Trafford next season. We're going to see the masked man scoring goals for us, hopefully. Let me read some more comments. I've had enough of these YouTubers who react to the news without dipping into it. Yes. I think Mbeumo will be done by next week. Yep, that's what we just said. I was fully expecting to get 2 signings in before the 19th. I was expecting Mbeumo to come in early July as I told everyone on other channels, anything in between and Mbeumo will just be the fake news. This may be a wishful thinking, but I strongly believe we'll win. We'll win what? The league next season? Who is this? Melchizedek and Tim says, this may be wishful thinking, but I strongly believe we're going to win the league next season. Or at least finish in the top 3. Those are way two different things, guys. Those are winning the league and finishing in the top 3 are way two different things. I don't think that Arsenal's that good, and they finish in the top 3 all the time. But I don't think they're good enough to win the league. A lot of people seem to think that Arsenal are good enough to win the league. I don't. I just see too many things in their style of play that I just think are not good enough. But don't get me wrong. If they get a class striker and if they happen to get, what's his name, from Real Madrid, if they happen to get Rodrigo from Real Madrid, I'll start to change my tune. Because those two things would do a lot in convincing me that they're actually good enough to really try to win the league. But anyway, winning the league and finishing third are different, are very different things. Like winning the league is the kind of team that like City was a couple of years ago, like Liverpool was last season, where you just feel like they're going to win every single game. Finishing in the top 3, you just feel like they have a chance to win every single game. You don't feel like they're definitely going to win every single game. Do you know what I mean? Like they're two different things. Semeex Football, when are you opening up sub badges? Mr. Miracle, the answer to that, hey, what's up, Tactical Devils? What's up, Jarvis? Thanks for coming, man. When are you opening up sub badges? The answer to that is, and I wasn't going to announce that today, but I am working on something for September where we will have like a membership. And here's the thing, guys. I want to make videos more often. I do. I know it doesn't seem like it. I know some of you guys complain that like sometimes I only make 1 video a week. Sometimes I make 3 videos a week. It really depends on my job because I work a lot at what I actually do. Right after this video, I'm going to get up, change, and go to work. So I'm thinking about doing a membership, like the cheapest membership YouTube will let me do, and then I will make videos like twice a week just for the members that are only like 5 to 10 minutes long, and it's no editing, just raw, me talking to the members and stuff like that, and then those will have their own badges, and maybe when I hook that up, when I do that, the same guy that's going to make those badges, I can figure out how to make some sub badges for you guys. So I'm looking into it. I'm new to this kind of stuff. I'm still learning. That's why I'm saying around September or end of September, because I have a lot going on at my work, so I can't just dedicate all this time to learning everything. But every free time I have, every day off I have, I'm dedicating to trying to learn how to do more things for you guys. And YouTube's telling me now's a good time to run ads. No. What age profile do you think we should be signing considering our financial situation? I believe it should be 25 and under, so we have some resale value, which is why Gyökeres worries me. Ryan Smith, good question. I think that age profiles and positions go hand in hand. Let me explain what I mean. I think that we need to get players in their prime and backup players that are much, much younger. So I think that when you look at Gyökeres, and then when you look at Cheetah Obi as the guy behind him, that's the kind of gap I'm looking for. I don't want a 1 or 2 year gap. I want a 4 to 7 year gap between ages. Now I said 4 to 7. So 27-year-old, 23-year-old, that works with me too. 25-year-old and a 19-year-old, that works with me too. Okay. I think that we need to have a bunch of first teamers, nobody over 27, obviously, except for Bruno, who's like a freak of nature. And then all the guys on the bench who are going to come on, I think have to be like 4 to 7 years younger than them. And that gives us people that we can move on. That gives us young guys that can put the older guys on the bench. And we can also move them. You can move on a 27-year-old, Ryan. So 27, 28 isn't scary. It's when you start signing 29 to 31-year-olds, that's when you're like, well, he better be the perfect guy because you're not going to be able to sell him on. But if Gyökeres doesn't work out next season, we will be able to move him on even 2 seasons from now. We will, as long as we don't overpay for him now. As long as we don't pay something stupid like $80 million. If we're paying 65 or 70 with add-ons, so only guaranteed 60, and he's got to score like a bunch of hat tricks to get to 70, it's not bad. And Gyökeres, I think, he's going to work out, guys. So don't worry, Ryan. Like if we sign Gyökeres, he's going to work out. You don't have to worry about him. But there's other people I would worry about if we sign in that age group. So you are right. But also, like, you have to, if you're using data analytics correctly and your scouts are good, you can sign people who are 27 years old that you have no intention to sell on because you know they're going to work out. Does that make sense? I hope I said that correctly. Well, with the way Liverpool are working in the market, there is no chance Arsenal can win the league. I agree. Liverpool are crushing the market. And this is what Liverpool does. I tried to say something like this about 2 videos ago. 2 or 3 videos ago. I think it was 2 videos ago. I tried to say something like, listen, if the plan is that we're going to spend $600 million in the transfer market over the next 3 years, if we're going to spend 200, let's just say that's the plan. I'm just making numbers up here for you guys to understand where I'm going. If we're going to spend $600 million over the next 3 summers, a better plan would be to front load that. So you have $600 million for the next 3 summers. It's better to spend $300 of that right off the bat right away. Always. It's always better to front load in any business you're doing. It's better to front load so you can have like your first run could get you high up the graph that you're trying to go up. The second year you spend 200, the third year you spend 100. That's a better way to spend 600 million than to go 200. It's better to front load, and that's what Liverpool's doing. Last season they didn't spend anything. This season they're going to spend a ton. Next season they'll spend half of whatever they spend this season, and then the season after that they might not have to spend anything at all. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so you don't, if you're always spending 200 every season, then you're always playing catch up. You're always trying to catch up to whoever's spent more than you last year. So it's better to get out front and then pace yourself than it is to try and always like, well, we're just going to spend 200 every year. Well, good luck. You're going to keep playing catch up the whole time. Listen, that's something I wanted to make more videos of. I was planning on talking about that more after the summer ended. I wanted to see how this summer plays out. I wanted to see if we will spend $300 million this summer. Because I don't know if we will, guys. But a part of me thinks these guys are intelligent enough to understand these kind of little things. Tell me what you guys think about what I just said in the comments. Tell me what you think about do you guys think I'm crazy? Because in my eyes, that's the right way to do it. You front load, you get ahead, or you try to catch up as much as you can, so then you can try to keep up. Instead of, you're always playing catch up to the guys who are already way ahead of you. Because City's spending like crazy too. It's not just Liverpool. City's going to spend like nuts. And we're trying to win by 2028, unless they're lying to us. Unless that was all propaganda that our CEO was talking about in United We Stand. Which I have to believe that it's not. I have to believe that these guys came in, INEOS and these new people. He didn't leave City to come be our CEO so that he could be like, oh, let's see if we can make top 4 every once in a while. I think he came to see if he can I was talking about this in the last video. If you help us get back to the top, you will be a legendary CEO. Omar Barada will become a legend in football as a CEO if we start winning leagues again. Jason Wilcox will be a legend as a sporting director if we start winning leagues again. If Gyökeres comes in and becomes our starting striker and we start winning leagues again, Gyökeres will go down in history like Cantona, guys. He will, as long as he's contributing and scoring goals, he will be remembered like Cantona. Why is Cantona remembered? Because we hadn't been winning for a long time, and then came this guy with this big aura and started scoring goals, and we started winning leagues. Look at Gyökeres. Look at the mask. If he starts doing that and we win leagues, that mask will be going down in history. Do you understand? That celebration will go down in history. There'll be kids running around doing this that are not just Portuguese sporting fans. They'll be worldwide. Okay, let's read some comments, guys. Burnt lens. There is a small chance that can happen. The difference is we have too much drama going on all over the place. That goes affect mood and can leak to the pitch. Crying emoji. No, blah, blah, blah. Sorry. I'm trying to get something I'm trying to get to something we can talk about. Lies around me says, I get what you're saying, but I feel have not the best people running our sales team. Other teams have trouble players and lesser players than ours, but get top money. No. Wait a minute, dude. Let's say I'm a really good salesperson. Let's say I'm an amazing salesperson, okay? But let's say I went and I joined a company that is selling cars. And they've built a reputation for taking bad deals before I got there. Now, just because I'm there doesn't mean that people are going to start paying more for the cars that this company sells, even though the cars are worth more. Those people still think like, I don't care, you work for company ABC, and company ABC always gives up bad deals. All I got to do is keep lowballing. But also, let's not forget that you got players like Rashford and Sancho who are saying, I'm not going anywhere but Barcelona, and Sancho's going, I'm not going anywhere that doesn't pay me what you're paying me. I don't care how good I am as a salesperson. I have my hands tied behind my back, and I'm fighting to try and get these cars sold for what they're worth. So we can't just say we have a bad sales team right now. We have to wait till the summer's over and see what they can pull off. And I'm telling you right now, if they can get Sancho out, if they can get Antony out, Terrell Malacia, nobody wants. I couldn't sell Terrell Malacia to a blind fan. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants him, bro. No offense to anybody if I offended anyone there. Do you listen to Devils in the Details podcast? I do sometimes. I listen to all the podcasts. Yes, I don't know. I'm really bad with names of people. I'm also bad with names of podcasts. I think one I listened to yesterday was from The Game. They had a decent podcast that I listened to yesterday, but I'm pretty sure I listened to Devils in the Details too. Let's see. Tactical Devils. Eriksen's likely out, but we're not in Europe, so squad space isn't too tight. Do you think we might loan out Collier to open up a spot? And let's be honest, Casemiro looks like a tough one to shift. Do I think we're going to loan out Collier to open up a spot? I think we're going to wait to see if these rumors I keep hearing about Casemiro going to Saudi are real. I don't think Casemiro is going to go to Saudi. I don't know. But speaking of midfielders and opening up a spot by loaning out Collier, I almost hope we do loan out Collier to open up a spot, because it's good for Collier to go and get some experience somewhere else, maybe in the championship. But also, that story right there is a story that I'm actually interested in. Jarvis, you know me. You've seen my stuff for a while. I like this kid, Jarvis. I like this kid. He's not really much of a kid, but I like this guy. He's not that young, right? I think he's in like mid-20s. I don't know how old he is, actually. If he is a kid, he's a kid. But I like this guy. From what I've seen, I haven't seen a lot. I don't watch Club Brugge, but I have seen a little of this guy. This guy seems to me like a guy who loves football. We were talking about football lovers. He looks to me like he loves football and he loves to win, man. From the little bit I've seen, the guy works his tail off and creates chances from deep positions. He likes to carry the ball forward, and he is really good at spotting a pass in traffic. I like this guy. I don't know if he's physical enough to be good in the Premier League, but I would totally gamble on this guy. I would totally gamble on this guy. I'm trying to point at him. I'm having a hard time. That guy. Yeah. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with him. Let me know. Semeex, The Promised Land is a great podcast. Yeah, man. That makes me sad every time I see The Promised Land. You know, if you know, you know. I miss him. He was cool. Yeah. Sorry. That does make me sad every time I listened to Promised Land for a very, very long time. Adrian Jashari is a baller. His passing stats are amazing, but he lacks physicality and defensive attributes. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Like, I still want him, though. We could do worse. You know what I mean? Like, that is a great guy to have. Even if he's just on the bench, Jarvis, like, having that on the bench is an amazing, amazing thing. Omar Marmoush signing would look so cheap now for £59 million. Yes, Omar Marmoush, yes. I just don't think he's not what we would need, but yeah, he was a good deal. City knows how to make good deals, man, and that's why we have to give our guys time, because our guys came from City. We got to give our guys time to get to the point where they've built up a reputation and start making deals like City does. Been watching clips of Rios. We might be cooking with these targets, not going to lie. Rios is an interesting one, actually. Rios is a fighter. Rios is somebody that we can use, too. So here's the point. Like, all these guys we're bringing up, like Jashari here and Rios and things of that nature. The point is that there's good work being done. right? We're being linked to good people. Like in the past, sometimes we'd get linked to guys where I'm going like, why are we linked to him? He's not what we need. We are being linked to the right kind of people. Does that make sense? The right kind of people, fighters, guys who love football, like I believe Jashari does. I think he's very much in love with football as opposed to like in love with himself, like we were talking about earlier. Mbumo is class guy. Look, there's a lot of people, including myself, that is super excited about Cunha joining the squad. Cunha is going to be amazing. I'll tell you right now, Mbumo is going to be way more vital, way more productive for us. Cunha is going to be great. Don't get me wrong. This isn't me saying something bad about Cunha. This is me telling you how important Mbumo is going to be for us because of his work rate. His work rate is going to have him involved in whatever's going on the pitch every minute or two of every game that he's in. Whereas Cunha is going to be involved, not as much, but when Cunha is involved, it's going to be good. Like Cunha is good. Cunha is good. Solid player. But I'm super excited about Mbumo. Super excited. And if we get a Diogowars to stretch the field, now listen, I said in my last video, if we end up not getting Diogowars and we end up with Hugo Iketickles, I'm okay with that too. Hugo Iketickles doesn't look bad. He's got a lot to learn, but he doesn't look bad. But I think we're going to end up with Diogowars. I think we are. What's going on here? What is going on here? There's a lot of people saying a lot of things. Let's see what's going on. Sorry if I missed your chat, guys. I'm trying. I've been trying to explain this to our fan base. We are moving in the right way. We are getting linked and making inquiries to the right. Yep, yes. Tickles, yes. That's his name, man. Iki Tickles. You can't go wrong by signing someone with a name I like. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so what else can we talk about? Guys, I think, like I said, this next week's going to be a big one. Guys, do you guys know about the meeting? I talked about it in a video about 2 videos ago. I think that there's going to be a big meeting, a board meeting. Some people say it already happened, and that's why the Mbumo deal is going through. I don't think it already happened, and I'll explain why in a second. I think that you almost always have that meeting the last week of June, so I think it's happening either today, tomorrow, or yesterday. Like, some people thought it happened last week. I think that last week maybe there were some calls going around about like, hey, I need approval so I can put this last Mbumo deal in over the weekend for this much and that much. And I think that's probably what happened that got the Mbumo deal through. I think the big board meeting, when it happens, we will know more within 48 hours of that meeting ending because everything leaks. And we will know exactly what striker we're going for after that. Because I feel like once that meeting happens, we're going full on and getting the striker in. And the striker in the 210s, Mbumo, Cunha, let's just say that, no more 210s. Mbumo, Cunha, and whoever the striker is going to be, are the three most important signings, if you will. Now, listen, I know some people are going to go, we need a wing back, we need a midfielder, we need a goalkeeper. Yes, we need a lot more. That's not even it. Like, we need another 2 or 3. We need backup positions for most of these people. But our priority signings are the 2 number 10s, Cunha and Mbumo, and Diogowars. If we get those 3, we got 3 really good ones. Okay, we got Cunha and Mbumo are our first, like, they were the top of our list for sure. Make Europa, win the Europa League or not, Cunha and Mbumo were probably the top of the list. There wasn't like, oh, we didn't win the Europa League final, so we have to settle for Cunha and Mbumo. We still went for the top of our list guys. Now, Diogowars might not have been on top of our list. It might have been the lap. But I think it was the lap because of the price as opposed to the who can instantly help us. Maybe I shouldn't say this because the lap then has a breakout year or something and then I look like an idiot. But I didn't want the lap. So I will say that. I don't want a young man to lead our front line. I want an experienced man. So Ryan was saying is Diogowars too old? Listen, playing in the center of your defense and playing as your striker, you don't want young guys. At least not me. Because very rarely are those young guys going to be cool, calm-headed enough to do a great job in the big games. Because they're going to be a little bit too excited and like they're going to be young. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be experienced. They're not going to have that experience level head. And that's what you need at the center of your defense and at your striker position. I believe. That's just me. I might be wrong. And believe me, there's always exceptions to the rule. There's always some 19-year-old kid who could do a great job at those positions. But those guys are rare. And those guys cost $100 million or more. A sales team who can sell Rashford and Sancho will be able to sell sand to the Arabs. Aries, we're having a good window. What's the rush? Yes. I don't want to see Clownana in goal. Oh, man. Okay, so let's talk about this. Because somebody brought up Onana. Let's talk about... Where is it? What do we think of this? Is this going to happen? My opinion, I don't think we have the money to buy that. I wish we had the money to buy that. I don't think we have the money to buy that. But with that said, I don't think we were in for Emi Martinez like some people are claiming we were. I just don't. I think the only way we were going to get Emi Martinez is if Onana left. But then again, I feel like if Onana left, we would have bought that. So I don't think we were in for Emi Martinez like the way people said we were. Not even close. And I think Emi Martinez now, their story that came out like literally right before I went live. So it might be fake. I don't like to report things until I see who's reporting it and where it's coming from and blah, blah, blah. I don't like to talk about these things. But I will tell you that it might be fake, but there was a story coming out right before I went live that Emi Martinez is in talks with Turkish clubs. If he's in talks with Turkish clubs, then for 25 million euros, by the way. So that tells you another thing. And some people on Twitter replied to that by going, oh, so when we're interested, he's 50 million. When it's Turkish clubs, it's 20 million or whatever, or 40 million when we're interested. Guys, you don't know. Like, this is what I mean by you don't know if what you're seeing sometimes is true. I don't think Emi Martinez was ever offered to us for 45 million euros. I really don't. I think it was always 25 or 30 million. He's old. They just need a little bit of money in to balance their books. They're not going to... No one's going to pay 45 or 50 million euros for Emi Martinez at his age. I don't think they will. Or else he wouldn't be talking to Turkish clubs right now. Is that crazy? That's common. It's just logic. Like, unless the Turkish story is not true, which, sure, it could not be true. And maybe then maybe they are looking for 45 million euros. I don't think so. I think he's going to end up somewhere in Turkey or Italy or somewhere like that. And he's going to go for 25 million euros tops. That's what I mean by, like, sometimes you just get these YouTubers or Twitter accounts that don't get, they didn't hear it out of, like, a respectable journalist's mouth, and then they say things like, well, we're paying for a Mbumo exactly what we would have paid if we would have just done it 2 weeks ago. Now, first of all, you don't know that, so stop saying things like that, because it makes people, like you great people, it makes some of you believe that that's true, and you're hearing it from a YouTuber. Like, don't believe anything I say unless I back it up with facts, guys. Unless I back it up with, like, here's why I believe what I just said. Don't believe anything I say, man. Who am I? I'm nobody. We need a left-footed LCM like Jashari. I like Jashari, man. A striker and a new goalkeeper at least. I like Jashari. I don't know. I wish we would aim higher by getting Victor Osimhen. Bro, we can't get Victor. No one can. Do you know who would want Victor Osimhen? Liverpool. Even they can't get him, and they spend crazy money. They spend crazy money, and they would love a Victor Osimhen on their front line. He would. If Victor Osimhen went to Liverpool, I would be sitting here going like, I got to pretend that Liverpool doesn't exist next season because they're obviously going to win the league. But that's how much money he wants like 400,000 a week, dude. You do that, and every player on your squad who's been performing for you for the last 2 or 3 seasons is going to knock on your door and say, if you're going to give that guy 400,000 a week and he hasn't even played a game yet, I've been busting my ass. Where's my money? I wish we would. Honestly, Cunha, Gyökeres, and Mbumo front three will compensate for a lot of Onana's errors. Correct. And actually, Statman Dave put up a thing yesterday or today that showed that Onana and what's his name? Emi Martinez made just about the same amount of errors. Emi Martinez, I forgot what the stat is called, but let in the same amount of like goals that shouldn't go in that Onana did. So it wasn't even. Listen, with that said, though, I still don't want Onana. Like, this sounds like I'm defending Onana. I don't want Onana. Like, I don't. Here's the reason why I don't want Onana. It's very important to me how your squad's confidence levels are in a game. When your defenders are looking back and they see Onana, are they full of confidence now or are they full of doubt? If they're full of doubt, let's go get this guy. Let's go get this guy. And let our defenders stand up and be like, oh, he's behind me. I can take risks. I can play my game without too many worries. And I think that's important. Not 400K a week, man. Osimhen wants 250K max. You're wrong because you're thinking about net. For him to get 250K net, he needs to get 400K a week gross. Emric, you're wrong because if that was the case, he would have three big teams trying to sign him, not just us. I'm sorry to tell you, bro. But I've read enough on that because I wanted Osimhen. If you go back 4 videos from now or 5 videos from now, when I've said it in plenty of videos, I even said it on Jarvis's channel at Tactical Devils. I want Osimhen more than Gyökeres. We can't afford him. Not a lot of people can. And that's you know how I just said that YouTubers say things and you should check, you don't believe them? I checked all the stories. I talked about it in videos and I showed where I'm getting my math from. I'm showing how much he gets right now at Napoli. For him to get the exact same pay in England with English taxes, they would have to pay him 400K a week. They would have to 300 to do the math correct. I did the math and it wasn't 400K a week. It was 386,000 and something for him to get the exact same money that he's getting right now at Napoli. Take home net, because English taxes are a lot higher than Italian taxes. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, Emric, but that's the truth. That's why he can play in Turkey, because Turkish taxes are lower. For that, sign him up. What? I think we could actually go for Osimhen and get him. He'd take a wage cut eventually, as I hear he wants to play in the Premier League. Man, if he would take a wage cut, if you guys believe that, and let's say it's true, he needs to announce it now. It's not later on. We don't have time to waste and play these games and wait for him to, in August, decide, okay, fine, I'll take a wage cut. Too late, bro. I need my striker on the plane to the U.S. So it's on him. That's on him. He's talked to us enough times. He's had conversations with us enough times to say, I would take away. The guy is younger in age than Gyökeres. Believe me, our owners would rather sign him because their transfer fee is going to be the same. His transfer fee and Gyökeres' transfer fee are about the same. So that's not the problem. The problem is the wages, and he should have said he'd take a pay cut 2 weeks ago. So, we're not going to play these games. We're not going to sit here and wait till August for him to decide to take a pay cut. We need someone in before we get on a plane to the U.S. tour, guys. If he's still available towards the end of the window, he might lower his demands. God, here. Ben, thank you. I guess you probably wrote that before I said what I just said. Emric says, you mean 400K pounds. I mean, go find out how much he gets paid in Italy. You could look it up. You'll find it somewhere. Just look it up on Google. You'll find out how much he gets paid in Italy. And then just Google what are his taxes in Italy, what are taxes in England, and then make up the difference and you'll see for yourself. It'll be like 380,000. Guys, I do need to wrap this up soon. So if there's anything else we want to talk about, let's talk about it. Or else I got to go. Thank you very much for joining me, by the way. Thank you for being here. Again, this is not a regular video. So, obviously, I had a couple of things put together. Oh, sorry. I should point this way. I had a couple of things put together, like this man's photo and everything else, so that we can talk about some things. But other than that, I just wanted you guys to get involved. And I really appreciate a lot of you guys that I see here all the time, like Ben, like Marcus, like Mr. Miracle, Anurag. If I miss somebody, it's only because I'm looking at who's here right now. Pearl was here. A lot of you guys were here, man, doing a great job. Thank you very much, man. That's really what I'm trying to get at. Thank you very much for being around. Thank you for hitting the like button when you guys watch the videos that you watch. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I will be making another video hopefully this weekend. So you'll have something to watch on Monday. But I have a feeling that on Monday or Tuesday, there's going to be a lot of news coming out. And 4th of July, I'm gonna bet that 4th of July. I know I just said 4th of July because I'm American, but by the 4th of July, because I mean by the end of the first week of July, I think we're gonna start hearing a lot of big things like Sancho gone, Antony gone, striker hopefully in, another midfielder and a goalkeeper. I really think these guys are gonna do the right things. At least I hope they are, and that's what we're all hoping for, guys. Good news. I forgot to tell you guys. I am taking most Saturdays off when this new season starts from my job so that I can do more watch-alongs. So there's going to be a lot more watch-alongs this upcoming season on this channel with me on Saturday games. I'm going to take Saturdays off. I worked it out with my job so that we can do some watch-alongs. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the watch-alongs. Really, really helps me to watch it with you guys. Marcus knows, he's been to my watch-alongs. And yeah, we just kind of like, support each other if things are going bad. But the first game against Arsenal, I'm not going to be able to do a watch-along. I actually couldn't get out of work that day. So the first game against Arsenal, I'm not even going to be able to watch it live. I'm going to have to record it and watch it when I get home. And that's really breaking my heart because I really want to watch that game live. But I can't get out of work that day. It's an important day at my job. I'm a coach. Anurag asked what my full-time job is. I am a coach in a different sport, not football. And Tactical Devils, I will definitely do that. But me and you have to get on a call or something. You have to help me figure out how to set up not a Patreon. What's it called? A Discord, so that I can get people on my show. Because I plan on... So I'm working on a couple of interviews for next year also, guys. I'm working on a couple of interviews to set up for this channel that are different than what you'll see on anybody else's channel. I'll tell you that. That are different than any... It's stuff I'm curious about. Look, I'd love to talk to journalists and ask them about, goings on in Manchester United's summer transfer window. But I'm talking about tactical things. Things I really, really love to talk about. Things that relate to me and my job. But football experts, not the sport I'm involved in. And I'm trying to set that up too. So I really need to learn how to use Discord to get people to put them on the channel. So Jarvis, maybe you can help me out with that, dude, and teach me how to do that stuff. Just remember Just remember to start those timers when dude, I'm so bad at that. Isn't it Friday night? What isn't Friday night, dude? Are you talking about the Arsenal game? Sadly, I can't do watch-alongs as I do my own and break down analysis my lot on Discord. Mr. Miracle, dude, I gotta check you out then. Send me, if you follow me on X, Mr. Miracle, send me a DM and let me know what's going on. I'd like to check out your stuff. Joey, thank you so much, man. Thanks for reminding people to like. Discord, yes. I am by September I'm going to set up a Discord, a Patreon, a membership, whatever, and we're going to go bigger next year. This was my first year done. I'm about 14 months in or 15 months in now of being on YouTube. And this is, I'm really learning, and this year is going to be bigger. We're going to do more things, and I'm going to have more stuff, and I'm going to make more videos, and I'm trying to already reschedule my work schedule so that I can do more YouTube, because I feel bad when I don't make a video at least 3 times a week. I really do feel bad. Like, I want to make a video every 2 days. But sometimes I don't get home from work till like 9 p.m. and I don't go to work till like 7 a.m. So I'm there like more than 12 hours, guys. Yo, chat and Semeex, what do you all think about the new jersey? Forgot to ask. Look, people are going to hate when I say this. I like it a lot. But I'm a sucker. I love my team. I love my squad. And I will end up buying a couple of jerseys, especially if we get Gyökeres. I'm getting one with Gyökeres and Cunha. And because I just said Gyökeres and Cunha, I'm probably going to have to do Mbeumo too, because I just talked about how Mbeumo is going to be more important for the squad. It's true. Mbeumo's going to be more important for the squad, but even I'm more excited about Cunha. But tactically, data analytics, like if you look at the data and you think about the tactics, Mbeumo is going to be way more crucial. But Cunha is just more exciting, isn't he? It's just the way it is. Semeex, the Arsenal game is on the Sunday, August 17th. Dude, I'm working that day. I work Sundays. So I switch my Saturdays and Sundays so that I can, like, do the Saturday. I'm working Sundays now. So I can't do any Sunday games. I work Sunday through Thursday. So Friday and Saturday are my days off now. Diego Costa to United won't happen except Onana leaves. Yeah, I agree, Emrique. Unfortunately, I agree. We don't use Discord. We use Telegram for community chats. I don't know what that is, dude. See, me and you got to talk. You got to teach me this stuff. I don't know what to do. And Boomer, love the home and the third jerseys. Yeah, I do too. Shant, I can always help with Discord and community building too. I used to stream on Twitch. Shant, get at me on X, dude. Get at me on X. Follow me. Send me a little message on X that says, hey, this is Shant. And I'll follow you back and then send me a DM. Same goes for anybody, dude. Anybody here, if you follow me on X, while the community is still small, we only have like 50 people watching right now or whatever. If you follow me on X and you send me a little message, at me and say, hey, I just followed you and tell me who you are. Tell me you're Mr. Miracle. I'll follow you back. And then you can DM me and let me know if you want to get involved or teach me something about how to use Discord or whatever. How do you call yourself on X? I want to follow you there. Oh, it's right there on the screen, dude. It's right there on the screen on the bottom. Follow me on X at Man United FC Man. MANUTD FC Man. It should be on the screen. Diego Costa will end up at City. Huh? Why? Don't say stuff like that. I have a trustworthy and expert who knows how to build Discord. He is brilliant at talking you through. Let me know, dude. Follow me on X and let's talk offline. I'm not on X. That's why I'm waiting for the Discord. As soon as one of them on X teaches me how to do it, you're in. This will be a passion project. User more viewership. Thank you, Shant, man. I appreciate that. I get the nicest comments from most people all the time. People tell me all the time, they're like, man, you deserve more views, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate all you guys, man. Thank you so much. It's hard when you're a beginner on YouTube because, like, there's so many content creators making Manchester United content. Even though, guys, I do this because I don't like a lot of the content I see on YouTube. I just don't. Okay, I just watch it and I'm like, really? Like, you just turn on a camera and talk, which is what this feels like. So even for this, I had to like try to make these little pictures and stuff that I put up because I'm like, it just feels lazy to turn on the camera and talk and then expect to get. Man, I shouldn't say this stuff. Anyway, I wanted to do it in a way that I wanted to do something that I would want to watch. I wanted to do something that I would enjoy watching. And that's what I'm still working towards. I still don't think everything I'm doing is great. Don't get me wrong. Like, there are some things I'm working towards, especially when the games start tactically. I paid for some memberships of programs and software that I can use to help me break down games and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys will enjoy. I got more coming for this next season. But I would welcome anybody who would love to help me out, man, because I honestly don't know what I'm doing about when it comes to, like, growth. Everything I do, I have to learn how to do. I literally had to learn how to make that image that you're looking at right now, because even that, I was like, all right, how am I going to do this? And I had to sit there and spend 2 hours watching YouTube videos and reading websites on how to create this stuff. And to you guys, some of this looks simple. I'm sure you create that in like 5 minutes. That took me like 2 days. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great night. Yep, I enjoy watching. Thank you, Sifu. I got to go, guys. I can't wait to see that Ahmad and Mbeumo combo. Me either, on the right side with Ahmad playing as a wingback. It's going to be pretty nice. Guys, I got to go, too. I got to get ready. I'm going to be late to work if I don't go now. Thank you so much again. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.